tired. But as the hair dries, it can break off. So your best bet is to have um, a water bottle. First section done. Then I usually go over it a few times. Water and my Care Silken Seal. That is it. takes a lot of arm strength. Okay, so after I wash, I blow dry with a blow dry comb after detangling into 4 sections, and all I use is water and one product because I want my hair to move. But hold on. My whole tile of my background fell off. Let's put that right back. You see, you were a part of the moment. Okay. I have really thick hair, so sections, time, wet hair, and making sure. Yeah, the Silk and Seal from Care is what I use. That and water. That is it. It is a heat protectant. It gives the most glorious shine. Once I'm done with the next 2 sections, then I do the cool shot to ensure it's nice and shiny. So the last 2 sections are the top part of my hair, which I've already detangled. I get it even more wet. I like my hair to be completely wet, and this is more towards the ends to seal the ends. The ends have been on your hair the longest, so they just have to have a lot more attention. Now it's about 50%. dry and turn up the heat. Oh, my arms. Armrest, because I have very thick hair and it's a workout. It's a true workout, but I have one last section and then I blow dry through all of the sections and then start my straightening. I always ensure my hair is detangled and as wet as possible because as the hair dries, it gets brittle and it can break off. So I like to start the blow dry with a little bit more water. And then I think you blow dry it 50% and then put in your sealant. So this is just medium heat, tension, 50%, get most of the water out. Then I add my silicone seal. And then I will go in with the higher heat. Then finally, I do a cool shot. To make sure the cuticle is closed. and you can get a nice shiny gray. I'm done with that. I love a blow dry, but it is quite the workout for me. Now, okay, that is done. So I can now start with the straightening. I use constantly the same products. I am going to pin my hair because I like the volume in my hair. And I will also I sometimes dye my roots, but I haven't been because I'm probably going to color my hair. So I've been using this root touch up, which I will use at the end. Okay, it is on now. Okay. I like my hair not to be flat. I like it to have bounce and volume in it, like this. So for the back, I separate it into 2 sections. Yeah. So with this, actually this piece go here. I do this because that it gets hot enough, and then one pass. But I also pin it So one pass, but I pin it. So I will be pinning all my curls because I do like a big, voluminous, fluffy blowout. So the blow dry does a lot of the straightening, but the blow dry also keeps the fullness of the hair. You'll see I don't do too many passes with the straightener because I've already straightened. I take a small section. Comb it through. Okay, so far I have those two pinned. Okay. Move this light. All right, smaller section, comb it through. I do this. Hover over the roots. And pin it. So now I have the curls pinned. I'm just going to move through the hair and do this. And then that goes directly into the curl. That I pin down because I do like a voluminous blowout. And when you do pin curls, you can really keep the curls in as long as you would like. Okay, I start taking slightly larger sections, but if some of it falls, that's okay. I actually split it. And if I don't get every piece of hair, that's okay too. That gets pinned. It's simply just moving through the hair. This I'll come back to. I don't think that this is a part. I can make it a part. I don't mind if it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm going to get this all figured out before I continue. And all it takes is a little diligent effort. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Pause. Nice. All right, let me pass this real quick. All right, now we can hear a lot better. Okay, so one part is from another curl. I'm going to leave that. See how easy? I can go back over that. But the point is, it's never talked about how much of an arm workout hair is when you have a lot of hair. Like me, the sheer arm strength that it takes to shampoo, to blow dry thoroughly is its own workout. All right, so then I pin that. pen immediately. I also like hot rollers, but this is just for my blowout. It's always a good condition. I have the shampoo and conditioner in my showcase. I do have a lot of moisture on my skin, so I look all oiled up purposely. Let's do this part. I'll just leave it. Some of them I won't pin because it just gives the look character, and that's what we're about. So to complete the back, we will now start on the other side. I do like taking breaks, but the faster you could just flow through every section of hair, the faster it will get done because you may take a break and don't want to come back to finish. Okay. Okay, see how that's pinned so nicely. This is like AMSR. It's nice to have a quieter salon experience because when I think of salons, there's always sounds happening. There's people At time there was cash registers. There's usually loud music. Depending on where you go. I mean, I like to always go and get my nails done when I travel because whenever I go get my nails done, it's always the same experience in a different country. So there's going to be women that are beautifying themselves, someone who's going through a breakup, maybe someone who's getting married, someone's granny is just there. She comes every day to talk. She's not getting a treatment, but she's there. Someone usually comes in to try to sell something. There's an owner or a person who is in charge, and you see people, women all over the world, how it is their safe space. And knowing to do your hair like a blowout is wonderful because as long as you can do the basics, you can rock with it because everything is building off of the basics. So if you know how to blow dry and curl your hair, you can learn um, how to color or how to braid or do updos because blow drying is a skill and curling is a skill. Really, the quality of your hair will show. So, having healthy hair, hair where it's not all rigid, you may give yourself your own trims or you get trims. The hair has a healthy reflective surface. It's resilient. It doesn't immediately break. It has some elasticity. Regardless of what you do to that hair, it's going to look really good because the quality of your hair is what shows. And it doesn't mean length. The quality of the fibers of your hair is what people see when they say, "Oh, your hair is so beautiful." It's a reflective surface. It has shine and bounce. Like I've always loved doing my hair and I love having my hair done. Curls, color. I've always liked a lot of color. I think it's a great way to shift a personality or try something new because then makeup looks different. Everything reflects differently. Okay. I think that's it. Is that it? I guess that's it. Okay, now for the top. Now for the top, I think I'm going to carve out this part. I will do something with that part. And these are two different parts. There. And then this side. Okay, that's good. I like that because then I have it pin curled this way, that way, and then front, which is exactly what I want. I actually didn't want it that big, but that's okay. Because it falls underneath all the rest of the hair. I was always also the queen of doing my hair, skincare, all of that on a layover because I'll use up the hotel's hot water. I can clog up the hotel's sink drain because I have so much hair. So, especially a long layover, I would pack everything shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioning treatment. I would stack. I would do my hair, do a deep conditioning treatment. At the same time that I'm doing the deep conditioning treatment, I would have a face mask on. And at the same time that I had the face mask on, I would put on my teeth whitening strips and like a exfoliating foot sock, like have it all going at the same time. But the hotels, I loved doing glam in on my layovers completely. Completely, completely, completely. There are certain probably hotels where I even preferred it because of the shower or the setup or the bed, because I knew I was just going to stay in the room and only do hair. Use all of their hot water and resources. I usually wouldn't clog the drain, but I do have a lot of hair, so I'm now pretty I'm I'm meticulous about making sure that I always remove the hair, because that's kind of a pet peeve when people just leave their hair all over the place. You know, a little will always come out, but anyway, so this is I guess it's kind of my 90s blowout. It's just like the quintessential style. You feel good. There's bounce in the hair, there's movement in the hair, there's a slight curl, but it could be a sexy date night hair. It's just perfect. You could go to the gym, you could go to the grocery store. So I'm almost done. I will continue because I keep thinking about my arms because there's a lot of arm movements, and I was going to do my brows. I still will do my brows. You can't do the hair without the brows. All right. So I do that. I do that. I get close. I have that curl. Okay. Pinned that. I have a lot of bobby pins. I just have to locate them all. Where are the rest of my bobby pins? I don't know where the rest of my bobby pins are. If I don't know where the rest of my bobby pins are, which I know I have a bunch, I will make it work by taking out some of the back because the back is already set. So that's how I solve that. You see how quickly that was solved? Like that. Okay. Now this is a bigger section, but that is okay. No. There we go. Okay. That is it. Now we have the other side, which my bobby pins would be, let's see. And I know I have a bunch, but as I said, I can work it out. I used to always have them in here. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the bobby pins out from the back so we can give the front curls a fighting chance. In the back, they've already set. And the goal is for them to set. The longer you can leave your curls pinned, the better. But these have been pinned for, I don't know, long enough. Long enough. All right, so the front will actually be, how will I do this? I think I will do it back like that. Yes. So the front, I sectioned it differently because this will be curled back. This will be curled back. Like that. Perfect. That is what I want. Really, this can just be curled forward. Like okay. Right. So okay, this can be two sections, but that means I have to take out two more bobby pins. You see, you just make it work. Okay, that is done. Now, since that is done, I'm going to do two things. I would dermaplane. I'm not going to dermaplane. I'm going to do my eyebrows. And by doing my eyebrows, I mean dye my eyebrows. So I dye my eyebrows first into the exact shape that I want them in. And then I go and make the exact shape that I want. There we go. So this is just men's mustache dye. And this is how I dye my eyebrows. So I brush them into place. I always have the one that I use here. So I brush them into place. And then I add the color. A little of the color. And a little of the developer. And I have Q-tips. All right. So I stir this up and I put it onto my brows because I like defined dark brows, but I don't have to fill them in all the time. And when you dye your eyebrows, the dye captures every single little hair, so they will appear thicker and fuller. Okay, I over put the stuff on there like this, and then I go in and I make the exact shape. Now, I just let it sit, not too long, and then I will take it off and use a dermaplane razor to get the perfect shape. So when I do my hair, most of the time I do the whole reset, which is brows. I would have a mask on. I already have a lot of moisture that I put on my face. I just see an area where I could probably use a little more. I like to use all of the dye. Okay. So we'll let that sit for a moment. Very excited about the new brows. So this is actually just from Dollar Tree. And it is the men's mustache dye in brown or dark brown. And that's what I use on my eyebrows. You can also use this on your lashes to dye your lashes. But that is not what we're doing. I'm just going to dye my brows and then go in with the dermaplane razor and just make it really, really crisp and clean. I probably can thread my brows. I will need more improvement, but I can pluck my brows, I can shape my brows. I like using the Dermaplane razor because I don't mess up, but if you were to, then it'll just grow back pretty quickly. It's not that big of an investment, like if you go and get your eyebrows waxed or if you get your eyebrows threaded because it's being pulled from the root. So if it's being pulled from the root, then you gotta wait. All right. All right, I'm almost done here. I'm just going to leave that. That is becoming more than I thought it would. Okay, now with my brows, I will use a toner. There. It's just darken them, especially the little ones that you can't really see. Now to clean them up, I will do two things. I'll brush them up and cut them. Let me open my own. All right. Let's finish off this brow. This is how I get a really, really sharp brow shape. Okay, eyebrows are done. Let's take all of the bobby pins out. my what do I call this soccer mom hair? It's my rooster hair. It falls a little bit, but I like it to have that fullness and body and have it just naturally fall. So there I go with my blow dry and my brows. It is now done. And then if I want, I can use the Silken Seal. There's also something else I can put just on my ends. That's it. And the brows look good. Operation complete.